Hi, it's a Lipstick Gal. Thanks for watching today. I wanted to do a get ready with me featuring this Blue Moon palette from Colourpop. I was going to say new. They've since launched a yellow palette. It's like every 30 seconds Colourpop is coming out with something. But this just arrived a couple of days ago. And I'm excited but also a little trepidatious because last time I used one of Colourpop's monochromatic palettes, I'll make sure and link that video for you above, I felt like it got the better of me. And since that point, I have been a little too gun shy to try that palette again, and that was the red watermelon palette from them. But this one here, I think what I learned from the other video is that fewer colors is better, and to build as I go and not be quite so intense right out of the gate. All right, so before we get started, subscribe if you haven't. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm just gonna start by putting on some sunscreen. I'm trying to make sure about being good at doing this in every single video. Another video I'll link for you above is the one where I recently go and see my dermatologist, and she thought I might have had a spot of skin cancer on my nose. So I'm trying to make sure that if I do this and you watch, it's kind of my little wink wink, nudge nudge to you to actually wear your sunscreen daily. I'm going to put on a little bit of this from Lancome. It's their Prep and Matte, and I'm going to use this. It looks white, but when you rub it in, it doesn't look like anything. I'm just going to use it over my nose. This is where I tend to, now that weather is warming up, we're in July, where I really feel like I tend to get some oiliness right around this part. So I'm going to put some of that there. That's probably all the priming I'm going to do today. I'm going to just use concealer today. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. As you can see, I'm making some pretty good headway on it. So I'm going to put some of this on and blend it in. I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Powder to set my entire face, starting with my under eyes. So I'm going to do things a little bit different today. After I have my face set, I'm not going to continue on like my normal kind of habitual way is with bronzer, blush, highlight. I'm going to wait for that till later because I want to see the sort of look we have going on with this to choose the right colors to put on my face to go with this. As I'm looking at this palette today, I am really liking these two really beautiful pastel-y blue shades, and what I learned from the other monochromatic watermelon shade palette was that I used too many shades. So I'm going to do something with maybe 2, maybe 3 shades max. But I'm going to start out with the lightest of these. It's called Moonlight. I'm going to tap off the excess, and I'm just going to do a wash right in the crease with this. I think I'm going to take this center shade here called Billie Jean. It looks more kind of like a gray-y blue, and I'm going to just kind of put this over the outside edge here just a little bit. I feel like I need a little more depth, so I'm going to use this one here. This one's called Clued In. It's kind of a dark, it's not quite a navy. It's pretty close though. We're going to put that just in the outer corner. I'm going to put this lightest shade Lumi in my inner corner. Such a pretty color. I'm going to grab some of that first pale shade in Moonlight and put that on my lower lash line, and then intensify it with some of the darkest shade in this palette. I think instead of using this darkest shade, I'm going to use this one here. This is Mad About You. This has got a slight metallic to it. I'm going to put that on my lower lash line. I'm going to use a little bit of the NYX Epic Ink Liner to line my lids with. I'm going to use a black pencil liner up in my upper tight line. Time for some mascara. I just put some pencil in my brows, and I'm going to use the Colourpop Brow Boss Gel in dark brown to set them in place. One of the other things that I picked up was this liner from Colourpop. This is in the shade BFF. I've been looking for like my perfect neutral lip liner, and I'd been trying so many from Colourpop, and I finally gave up, and then I saw a video where Kathleen Lights recommended this shade, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try that one, and it works really well. One of the other things I recently got was this Ultra Blotted lip in Scenic Root. This is part of their summer collection. I'm going to put some of this on. I knew it was going to happen. I was going to get to this point in the video since I didn't finish my face earlier and totally forget about it. And I was like, I need bronzer, I need blush, I need highlight. So I'm going to throw on a little bronzer. I'm using the Bare Minerals Invisible Bronze. And this is in the shade, I think it's Fair to Light. It's the lightest one they have. One of the other things that I picked up while I was looking through the new stuff on Colourpop's website was I picked up these. These are 2 new blushes from Kathleen Lights from her Zodiac collection. This one here is called My Sun and Stars, and this one here is called I Need Space. I thought that we would swatch them both for you. That's I Need Space, and this one is My Sun and Stars. I think today I'm going to put on I Need Space. It's a little bit more neutral, and I think that's going to go better with this kind of more intense eye look. I think I just entered clown territory. You ever do that a little too much? So I'm going to take some of the Charlotte Tilbury powder on kind of this slightly larger, more dense brush here and kind of go over it and then buff a little bit. I thought since I was wearing a cooler eye look, I would use a cooler highlight. This one is in the shade Lit from Makeup Geek. It's one of my favorites. This is one of their duochromes. I feel like I need just a hint of gloss. So I'm going to put on some of the Fenty Gloss Bomb in Fussy. Well, this is really pretty. You know, I've really been afraid of brightly colored eyeshadows, and I was kind of like, it's not going to work out good. This one really surprised me. It's got this color here. This one's called Lit. Let's just swatch these instead of me just showing you like this. I'm going to swatch them for you. That's Lit. This next shade is called Daba Di. The shade that I used all over my eye in Moonlight is this one right here. The next kind of pale blue, this one is called Starry Eyed. This is Billie Jean. I used it kind of on the outside. There we go, you can see a little bit better. This is one that I haven't used and I've been very curious about. This one is called Tide Pool. Oh, hello, that's beautiful. All right, this one's Mad About You. This is a dark metallic blue. This is one that really calls to me and I'd like to try it another time. This one's called Fine China, and this one here is Clued In. This is the one, it looks like it needs another little bit here. This is the one that I use to kind of darken the outer corner. But if you look at those shades, they're really, really pretty. I wish Billie Jean had a little bit more, and maybe it builds up. Let's see. Oh yeah, it builds up nicely. There's Billie Jean. I think a lot of these, you know, just with one swipe, most of them are one swipe. They're really fun. I love this blue eyeshadow palette, and I like the look that I have going today. I'm gonna be honest. My fear is always that I'm going to end up looking like some of those really on-the-nose 80s blue eyeshadow looks with blue eyeshadow. And maybe I just need to get over that fear. Having grown up in the 80s and having really loved that look, but then realizing later that, you know, it had its season and it was over. I don't know, maybe it's coming back. I really like the idea of people putting a lot of blues in and then you really using it not just as a statement color but as an all-over color that you can, especially this whole monochromatic shadow palette that Colourpop has been doing, especially this one in Blue Moon, is just gorgeous. I like it a lot. One thing that I want to do next time is I want to use just either this shade right here, which is Starry Eyed, or Moonlight, one of these two, and just do a really light wash of just that with mascara. A real simple one shadow look with either one of these two pastels. I wanted to do that today, but I thought, oh, it's kind of not gonna be enough. Let's kind of work on it a little bit more, but I really think this is pretty. And this shade here called Lumi, which is what I have right here in my inner corner in the first third of my lid. I mean, like, What? Yes. Hello. More of this. I really, really like it. So today, when I was using this Blue Moon palette, I told myself, okay, don't try and use them all. Use a limited number. I thought I was going to use 3, but I used this one all over the lid. I use this one kind of like on the outer half of my lid. I use this one here, Include In, to kind of intensify that outer V. I put more of this on the bottom lash line. I threw Lumi In on the inner corner. And then, because I was like, you know what? I really want to know what Mad About You is like, this really beautiful, deeper metallic shade. I have a little bit of that kind of smudged along my lower lash line. And I feel like it's not too much. And it's really beautiful, and I like the way that it looks. And I could definitely see myself reaching for this palette again. And the first use was going to be either I'm going to love it or I'm going to be like, $12 out the window. But for me, it's like, it's only $12. I don't know that I'll pick up the new yellow one, the Honey, that they just recently launched. I'm just not as inspired by yellow shades, and I know it'd be one of those things that I'd use it for a video and then I'd never go back to it again unless I'm looking for a yellow shade to do a specific type of video. Because in my everyday life, I really wouldn't be one to be wearing yellow shades. I will be wearing blue eyeshadow. I really like that these palettes are only $12 and you get 9 shades. The thing that for me that is really the best is that you get a mirror in here. I wish more of Colourpop's palettes came with mirrors, because this one here doesn't have a mirror. Both of their more recent ones for spring and summer, these guys don't have mirrors. I feel like it's mainly their collabs. Like this is one of the Kathleen Lights. This is the Zodiac, has a mirror in it. The one from Shayla, the Perception palette, has a mirror in it. The Salvaje from Becky G has a mirror in it. I wish they could find a way to package these in cardboard with a mirror and still keep that $12. I mean, even if you have to take it up to $13, I don't know. The plastic is not my favorite. I like the size of it, but I really do prefer these magnetized cardboard palettes better, because I'm sure you could do one that's like this size right here. There you go, yeah, that's the size. And just put a mirror in it. Is it really that much more expensive? I don't know. I do like these monochromatic palettes. I'm really excited about this blue one, but I just wish the packaging was different. That's just me. All right, so let me know if you have a thing for Colourpop like I obviously do, because when I pulled out, I was thinking about the cardboard packaging, I pulled all of these, and these aren't even all of my Colourpop palettes. These are just the ones that were easy to reach right behind me. I like these guys a lot. I'm not a fan of the plastic. I think that this looks a little bit more high-end than this does, but I do like the compact size and the mirror in these. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you have a favorite Colourpop palette, let me know in the comments below, or any of your favorite Colourpop products, or ones that you're curious about. I saw Andrea Mattiliano do a whole series of her favorite Colourpop, like her top ranked Colourpop shadows, and I was like, I might have to do that. So I was thinking about that because I have a few. And maybe since I don't have as many as she does, instead of doing like my top 10, I'd probably do like my top 5 or 6. Let me know if that sounds interesting to you in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.